Welcome to Crimson Guitars and welcome to my current new build. The old builds are in progress. I'm going to be putting the bridge on that, and the cowrie is currently under finish. It's all coming together. I gave you a couple of options. You chose something else entirely. So I'm building an SG, and I'm building an SG with a flamed redwood top. And because I'm me, I decided to inlay the top into this wood. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to be doing a bunch of routing, a bunch of cutting, a bunch of, noisy stuff. Last week, I used solder as the inlay material because I needed to customize this somewhat. Very happy with that result. This guitar is being built because we've got a giant sale at crimsonguitars.com at the moment. Whereby for every £10 you spend, up to £300, you get £1 off a ticket to win this instrument. And that sale is coming to an end fairly soon, which means I really need to finish this build so you know what you're getting. So come on then. Knuckle down, Ben Crow. Knuckle down. Okay, fine, whatever. We normally shield the control cavities of a guitar using shielding paint. Crimson sells it. Hey, it's all on sale at the moment. And in the interests of playing with interesting techniques, I'm going to hand beat a form-fitting solid metal partial Faraday cage, because if I'm doing that, I also want it to be visible. So I think I'm going to go for an acrylic backplate because I can. That's what this video is actually about. You all know how to route, so we'll gloss over the boring bits, shall we? The process is I need to route out the control cavity so that I know exactly what shape I'm doing. In fact, I'm going to need to route that out into a scrap piece of wood as well. Initially, go through on the pillar drill all the way through from the front to the back. I am going to have an edge or an end accessible backplate later. But when you're gluing a top on like this, it does make sense to do the routing beforehand. It reduces the possibility of blowing right through your gorgeous top and ruining that. It's just easier, basically. Obviously, I have fixed the angle that Gibson chose for the layout of the controls. I think that lined up alongside the center line is better. Objectively speaking, then it is a case of choosing a piece of metal, copper or aluminium, depending on what I've got around, and then beating it into the form. This will involve a hammer and muscles and fire. To the routers, people, to the routers. We've built a small workshop just outside my studio. The lighting is not great. That there is part of Sam's Myford that's still in bits. The extraction looks a little bit jury-rigged, but it's all functional. And there's my power supply. There's the on-off button. Isn't that great? This room is going to change quite a bit over the next couple of weeks. We're going to be putting in new tools and things on the walls and lighting, etc. But I'm very, very excited to actually get working now. So, yeah, onwards. Thinking about what needs to be done, I'm not going to get around to actually creating this metal hand-beaten partial Faraday cage today. That's going to be later on the build. I will, however, route the template for that. It's one of those things. So initially, Famag Forstner Bit. Oh, I'm not supposed to be talking all the time. I've already done the hey, I'm doing this and this and this throughout the process. I don't know. Pillar drill. Route away as much of the excess as possible before you get to the router. Now, sacrificial board. And smells delicious. Surround yourself with pretty things and hopefully you'll make pretty things. And if not, you'll be surrounded by pretty things. That should be on a t-shirt. I'm just going to clamp that down. Okay, well that was fun. I don't want to do any more routing right now. I don't want to spend the next 40 minutes composing the next shot either. I'm going to go and find some metal. And what I was worried about, excuse me, what I was worried about was using this as the mold, and I thought I might blow through the side, but actually feeling the wood, I'm not. I might be proved wrong, but yeah, the short grain is actually quite long. So, well, I'm going to get the blowy tool and dust off my camera lens and find some metal, and we'll see what happens, and then maybe do some routing. Crimson 10, get yourself some isotunes. Mess. Super mess. That is looking very cool. Copper rotted and copper rotted. Damn. I think last time I saw some copper was in the student room.
Yo!
Man, you good?
Good, man. How are you?
Yeah, really good. Good. Okay, so that stuff in the student room was super heavy gauge, great for nice, chunky old pick guards, etc. I've been told there might be some in here. Oh yes, oh look at that. Perfect. So you're currently, well, we've got this giant sale going on and we are dealing with it quite well actually. By we, I mean you. You and your guys are... anyway, I came in on the scrounge for metal and material. Oh, I love these. Little sanding tools for frets. Genuine game changer. Doesn't look like it, but it is. All right. Yeah, this is the stuff. It's fully annealed. It's going to take a beating. I just need to find some tin snips now. Okay, so you guys know that I'm kind of struggling with the whole setup here. I set up most of my tools at home through COVID. Everything that I'd had here, I took everything I needed home, and then I came back, and I am not dismantling my home workshop. I want to have 2 fully functional workshops. It means I get twice the tools. We've got vintagetoolshop.com, etc. And through that, the other day, I bought this. This workbench, I picked it up on the way back from the from Maker Central up at the NEC. And this workbench has got a lot of the tools that originally came with it when it was made in the early 1900s, late 1890s. It's old. It's beautiful. You are allowed to lust after and admire. Well, that was very anticlimactic because I opened the first drawer and found some tin slips. Come on then, let's have a quick look. I'll show you what we've got. There's a lot of leather working tools, a lot of engineers measuring bits and pieces. It's absolutely incredible. Basically, I personally bought this so that I could keep it together. It's 100 years plus of amazing things. Come on then, just a quick look. If you want, let me know in the comments, and I'll do a full video about this. These are all George Buck. Those came with the workbench. There's some tin there. That's cool. Is that for a ruler? Quite a bit of leather work. That for music strings. I love tools. The rest, we're getting there. I mean, again, I don't need that. The original owner was a surgeon, and I really think that this was medical. Some modern stuff as well. Yeah, and then bits and pieces. And stuff that came out of it as well. Surgeons, dental tools. That's a folding scalpel blade. All fun and games. Okay, they don't appear to be particularly sharp, but I have a solution. Leveling beams are more useful than I could ever say. Yeah, they're really bloody useful. This is about 320 grit. There's still a little bit of pitting, but yeah, I think that'll do. Nice. Okay. Well, let's let's get on with it, shall we? Wow. So essentially, I want this to go in the sides. I'm not after absolute hard edges. If I was, I'd probably be trying to braze it, which is tempting. But no, Ben Crow, you will not make life even more difficult for yourself. I've never actually brazed a box together. The best I've ever done is a jump ring or two. And yeah, we're not quite there yet. So in the bottom of the cavity, I want curves. There is, of course, the fact that I'm going to have controls, etc. I might need to go in after the fact and hammer them down a little bit more. Well, I need curves. After up to a certain point, shall we say. Use the top itself to mark the size. Okay. There's my height plus a little bit. If you're wondering why I'm in such a good mood right now, I have my entire factory to myself. Not a single person asking me what to do or how to do it or any of this stuff. I'm just here building guitars. This is the life. Okay, need something a little bit more heavy duty. 2-inch. Oh, hey, that might come in useful. Plunkett & Co. I thought it said Plonkmaster. Okay, that's gonna be, there we go. Oh. Okay, people, I love tools. I love tools. Genuinely, it's, you just, that says Buck, but that's the Tyzac logo. Anyway, there's some serious stuff going on here. These. Oh. Okay, come on then, look. This is a multi-tool. And if you want me to film another video, I'll show you that multi-tool too. These are good. And I'm hoping, yeah. All right. Basically, with tools like this, you really, really don't want to force it. I have actually shattered tin snips in the past, which is why I decided to stop with the other pair, because they are just too delicate. They are right-handed, apparently. I've been using them upside down. You've got to be nearly there. Fine. This is annealed, which means that the metal is soft. As I hit it, it's going to work harder and become harder. And as that happens, I'm going to run the risk of cracking it, essentially. So I'm going to need to hit it with fire, make it hot again, and therefore soft. What I also need to be aware of is the directionality of what I'm doing. I want the top of it to be on this bit. So actually, I need to work from the underside. I'm hoping that this is going to come through in one solid piece, and we're going to essentially have a bowl the shape of that cavity. Chances are I'm going to have to cut a few relief cuts and fold it around itself, which would be a little bit less pleasing, but also, well, we'll see. And yes, self-adhesive copper tape or shielding paint, etc. would be so much easier, but not quite so much of a challenge. So on we go. I've got a tiny little jeweler's ball peen here. I'm a tool collector. It has been said that I buy tools. No, it has been said that I build guitars only because I want an excuse to have all the tools. I have just remembered I have this. Completely forgot about this thing. Back to the tapping. Sorry. Oh, there we go. All right. Starting to get harder. Fire. Now, genuinely, I really think I'm going to have to make a few relief cuts. Potentially, if I'd stayed smacking it down in the middle, we would have ended up there. But, well, a panel beater, I am not. Okay, so this should be much softer. And it is. Am I supposed to quench it? Don't know. There's a video that says 3 steps, and there's an article that says 13 steps with pictures. Oh, yeah. Metal bucket of water. Okay. I need to go sort out a metal bucket of water then. Oh, I see. Okay, so you don't have to actually quench it, because I've done it without quenching in the past, but it does, you know, help get rid of some of the oxides, etc. So come on. The thing is, I don't actually have a metal bucket, so I'm going to go a little bit more fire. Oh, Leatherman, how I love thee. Let me count the ways. I got the temperature I want. Do-da, do-da. I got the temperature I want. My hands on fire. Oh yeah, baby. I've got a choice. Oh, wow, it does get rid of the oxides. Oh yeah, look at that. So that's now actually back to what it was right at the beginning, if not even softer. See, I'm just having fun. I am literally just playing. Thank you for joining in, I suppose. So in the next quenching, I'm going to heat it up from the inside to get that effect. Genuinely feels like I should be doing the leatherworking thing, which is make an internal mould and hammer around that. Yeah, I'm not going to film that. I'm going to go cut a piece out on the bandsaw and be back. This fits inside this. Slightly smaller, and I've put a very basic radius on the underside. Okay, just trimming these edges off. They're sticking proud, and I need to be able to beat down on that. Oh God, why do I do it to myself? Come on. Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Inefficient, insane, but fun. Damn. I haven't been interrupted in about 2 hours. Okay, you are not going to need to watch this entire process. I'm not going to make you. I'll get my corners sorted first, and then we go and do. See what happens on the long bits, because you've got a bit more room, a bit more length to play with at that point, don't you? Nope, there's going to be folds, and I'm fine with that. One day I want to do a perfect bowl-shaped control cavity, mirror shiny, because why not? This is the wrong shaped cavity for that. I'm giving up. I'm just going to fold it, and it'll be rustic and cool, because hey, rustic is cool. Final quench, and I've got a boat. Actually, that's quite cool. That was the final quench, yes. Little boat. I'm dripping everywhere. At this stage, I'm going to chuck it in there, beat it into submission. There. Sometimes you just need a great big lump of steel. Okay, so I've kind of marked a cut line here. Yeah, you can sort of see it. I'm also struggling to pull it out because it's, oh, it's so pretty. It's a little bit fatter on the inside than it is at the top, I think. But that actually doesn't matter. I am going to be routing away, you will remember, a whole top. So I need that line to be further up, and on top of that I'm going to be routing away the backplate. So what I'm actually thinking is, well, I'm not going to make that cut just yet, which is ever so slightly height of fashion, ever so slightly a disappointment, because yeah, I wanted to see it pretty much finished today. I'm dirty, I'm sweaty. I've spent a day in the workshop, and the last 2 or 3 hours on my own in the workshop have been incredibly productive. Even work hardened, I can actually route this away quite happily. I don't particularly want to do that with it freestanding in the air, of course, because that would just be nasty. So I'm going to have to chop the top sort of feathery bit away at some point. The rest I'm happy to route through. I need to remove it so that I can do the top, but we're going to do that next time. Please don't forget, this instrument could be yours. You can buy tickets for it on dailyguitardraw.com in any case, but if you go to crimsonguitars.com, if you need any Luthier tools or anything like that, every £10 you spend up to £300 gets you £1 off tickets to win this guitar potentially. And yeah, you deserve it. What else can I hit? What else can I burn? Whoa. That was fun. I'll wash my hands now.